Perjalanan jauh tak kurasa, karena hatiku melonjak sama, ingin berjumpa sama.
Hi, my name is Bihzhu. I'm a singer-songwriter and I make heart music.
Balik kampung, oh balik kampung, oh balik kampung, hati girang, oh balik kampung, oh balik kampung, oh balik kampung, hati girang.
Hi Bihzhu, how are
Hi,
you?
Bruno.
Nice to be here with you. We just watched the video that you've done last year for Raya.
Yes.
So we are exactly in the same
I know,
house.
this beautiful kampung house.
Is it special to you, Suleiman? Just the song is special to you? Or,
I think it's my favorite Hari Raya song. You know, it's a little bit more upbeat and happier, and I've always liked it since I was a kid. So when last year I thought like, oh, you know, I should do a song for Raya, it was very natural to pick Balik Kampung.
And for you being Malaysian Chinese, is it important to sing in Bahasa Malaysia? Or do you sing more often in Bahasa Malaysia or in Chinese Mandarin? Or any
Actually
other?
in English.
Okay.
Because you know what they say, the language that you dream is your language. So
Oh, really?
I dream in English.
I do dream in English sometimes.
So it seems like it's more natural for me to express myself in English. But it's very interesting you ask me that question, because sometimes people will tell me like, oh, you know, if you did more Chinese songs, or oh, if you did more Malay songs, you'd get more fans of who prefer that language. But I feel like that's kind of the wrong approach. I always need to sing or something that I believe in, that resonates with me.
Gemilang negeriku yang ku puja, oh tanah Malaysia.
Can you tell me a little bit, when did you start singing? And what was the reason why you decided to express yourself through singing?
Okay, so I think it's always felt very natural to me, like very second nature, and it's not something I ever thought of. You know, when I was 2 years old, I think I have this photo of my of me at 2 years old, you know, with like this ridiculous mushroom haircut, and I used to take like household objects and just like start singing and pretend like I was putting on concerts for my grandmother. And throughout school, like kindergarten, primary school, high school, I would just like be in a choir, or I'd be in singing competitions. I do all that, but it never occurred to me that music was something I could pursue as a career.
But still, you know, when you were a kid, it was like obvious, you know, it was...
Yeah, it was like, to me, because it was
natural.
so natural that it didn't occur to me that it was something special. You know, it was just something I did, like breathing. When I was in high school, I was the conductor of the choir, and I had a friend who was the pianist. And we used to hang out after choir practice, just like singing songs, you know, la 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 la. And turns out we ended up in the same college. And one day I was, you know, suffering from an unrequited love. How original. And I wrote a poem, and I told her, hey, you know, could you put some music to it? So she did, and we started like walking around college asking our friends, hey, we wrote a song, do you want to hear it? And then we would just sing it, and people's reactions were really, I would say, extreme. It really took me by surprise, because I felt like, I'm just, okay, I just sing, but it's not a big deal. I'm not that great, you know, but the way people reacted was really puzzling to me. And then my friend asked me, hey, do you want to be in a band?
The sunshine from your eyes and beams, the starlight from your smile. It makes slaves free, heart men soft and gray, skies blue.
Everyone has this mission in life to be of service, and it is up to me to find out how my own personal mission can align with this bigger purpose of being of service.
So just to find a form of balance?
Yeah, and just so happens that I feel that my personal mission of being a musician, of being an artist, of being a channel for sound, for love, it kind of aligns.
Okay.
You know,
but what do you feel when you're on stage?
Actually, every time before I go on stage, I would sing this word called Hue. It's spelled H-U. It sounds like this. Hue. And what it does is it actually kind of tunes you in to like the universe,
Okay.
you know, to the Holy Spirit, whatever word you want to call it, right? And I declare myself as an instrument of love. So what I'm doing is essentially putting aside my emotions, putting aside myself, my ego, like, and just being a channel. Because I feel like everyone comes with baggage. It's natural. We all do. You know, but when I'm on stage especially, I try my best to be clear and just kind of like be an instrument for the love that comes through, and then music, it just happens to come through music for me.
Well, I was at your concert last weekend in
How was it?
Yeah, it was great. No, it was great. I had a really good time. And it's really funny because you talked about that, but it's really something that you can feel and sense when you are in the audience.
Thank you for sharing that with me, you know, because
okay,
I
it's
never
normal.
go around really asking the audience, hey.
Yeah, what do you feel?
Because
You liked it?
I feel like when you give of yourself or you give of something, that there must not be any expectations.
No, because too many expectations, then you're disappointed.
It's also a simple thing, like when I perform, I cannot expect anything.
Yeah.
I must not expect, because that's the whole point of giving, to just give with no expectations.
Only back roads we drove miles of country we saw an old barn burn.
As I told you earlier, I was at your concert this weekend in Bihzhu, and surprisingly, you know, there were some important people in the audience on Friday when I was there. Your parents were there.
Oh yes, my parents, yes, very important people.
Yeah, do they often come?
They come when they can. They actually live in Penang.
Yeah, you're a Penang girl.
Yes, I'm a Penang girl, and just so happened they were here in town for a week, and then I asked them, yeah, come. You know, it's interesting that you mentioned my parents, because I feel like I'm one of those really, really fortunate people to have parents who have stood by me
supportive.
That's the kind of parents they are. They've given me the freedom of choosing my own life. And I remember when I graduated from high school, I was like, can you tell me what I should study? They're like, excuse me, it's your life. Why are you asking us?
Wow.
And I'm like, everyone's parents is telling them what to study. Why won't you help me out? And when I decided to quit my job to pursue music full time, because my mom was working in KL, my dad was working in Penang, and I was in KL working. I remember I called them up separately, one after the other. Only thing both of them asked me individually, because they had no time to talk to each other, was like, are you sure this is the right thing for you spiritually? And I was like, yes. They're like, okay.
I know not what lies ahead, only that I'll learn my way. I listen to the voice that says, life's the greatest game you played. I've got light running through my veins.
What kind of music do you listen to? And I know you like reggae.
I love reggae. I like all sorts. I like jazz, I like reggae, I like folk, some pop, like a little bit of classical.
And you don't have like someone, you know, that you admire more
Oh,
than
there
others?
is.
So.
Caetano Veloso. Have you heard of him?
Yeah, the Brazilian singer. Yeah.
Yes.
Às vezes no silêncio da noite eu fico imaginando nós dois.
I am so in awe of him. Like, the way he sings, especially, I feel like, he doesn't really do any vocal acrobatics.
Yeah.
He doesn't rely on, like, cha. His is just like a simple purity that comes from his voice, his
and the rhythm of the
being.
music, because also the bossa nova, is this kind of music extremely mellow, romantic, but at the same time it gives you like a certain kind of mood. It puts you in a certain kind of mood.
And he actually was a big part of the Tropicalia movement,
exactly.
where it had to do with politics. And I mean, his sister was arrested. He had to go to exile. And he's, I think, in his 70s right now. And he's touring.
I know you are not for me, and my friends, I'll agree. When you kiss me.
Okay, so we're back in the Nala house because it was a little bit like stormy weather.
I love the thunder.
Bihzhu, can you tell me also a little bit of what's coming next for you?
I know I've been saying this for a long time, that I'm working on my album. But another thing that I'm really thinking seriously about is back in 2013, I did a series of shows called Crib Concerts, where I would put on concerts in people's houses, you know, and I would stream them live online. And back then, there was no such thing as Facebook Live, there was no YouTube Live, so people who wanted to watch had to log in, you know, and do that. And I was very pleased with the result because we actually got audiences from all around the world, from Singapore, from the UAE, from Thailand, USA, Australia, America, UK. Like, we just got a worldwide audience tuning into the concerts, you know. And I think like maybe it's time to revive them a little bit. So that's in my plans for the next year or so.
Your album, when do you think it's gonna be out?
I will not
don't know?
say. I dare not
Very
say.
diplomatic answer. Yeah. I love it. Okay.
Maybe I'll release songs first, you
Okay.
know, like a couple of songs before the album.
But you know already the songs you want to be
Yeah.
featured in the album.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Bihzhu. Thanks
you so much,
for the
Bruno.
lovely afternoon. It
Yeah.
was really nice. I'm
Thank you
super
for
happy.
chatting with me. Yeah.